That is some really good stuff. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Arknights Endfield is just around the corner, and I can't wait for it to release because they are absolutely gonna raise the bar when it comes to 3D character models in these anime gacha games. Now, I wish I could get my hands on the models. I did try to look for them, but I can't find them currently. So it'll probably be a while before they're made available officially, but thankfully for now there's beta footage and we can already deduce a lot from just looking at that. So if we take a look at this clip, one great thing about Enfield models is their hair. To be more specific, how they handle hair shadows and transparency for that anime style eyebrow visibility. And it's not just one technique, it's at least like 4 techniques just for this area itself. The first one being the actual transparency, where their hair has full opacity up here and gradually goes down to about 80% opacity at the ends of the front bangs, as you can see by the color of the eyes peeking out under the bangs. This is combined with pseudo-transparency, where the hair texture itself gradients from the actual hair color up here, and it transitions to the skin color, as evidenced by these strands. They're not over the skin right now, but they have the skin color. And they do this because when it's actually in front of the face, then it looks like it's semi-transparent. Then you've got the brows and lashes being rendered slightly in front of the hair. This is accomplished by designing a shader for the materials that would be in front of others. And yes, this can be fine-tuned to offset just enough so that it goes in front of the hair, but not so much that you would see it from the sides or even the back of the head, because that would be a problem. It's actually the same concept we're using in Goo Engine, where we have a separate material for the lashes and the brows, and we give them a certain offset so that they would render in front of the hair. You're not supposed to be able to see it from the back, so we can fine-tune that value actually to be very small. And now we can see it in front of the hair, but when we go over to the sides, nice, it disappears when we go to the back of the head. The same concept can be applied to the shader in Unity, of course. This is the line that determines how much offset we're going to put to this material to be rendered in front of other objects. And for those of you that were following my tutorial series, don't worry, we will get to a point where we import it into a game engine and we do the shaders and stuff on the game engine itself as well. Now, I'm pretty sure Enfield takes this a step further, where they render it in front, but they also give it a little transparency so that it doesn't look like it's actually floating in front of the hair. It gives the illusion that it's in front of the face, like in front of the skin, but still behind the hair. So this offset is usually applied to the brows, the lashes, and even the iris, as you can see here, but not the whites of the eyes. So you can see it for this character as well, right? You can see that these circular brows are definitely mesh-wise behind the hair, but they're being rendered in front and given slight transparency. Otherwise, it would just look like it's literally floating in front of the hair. Then you've got the hair shadows, and these shadows look super crispy and high definition and very controlled. What's really going on here is a technique where they duplicate the front strand meshes and offset them very slightly. So this video kind of demonstrates that. So yeah, they have hair, they duplicate it. This is the duplicated hair, which is black. As you can see, they apply some shader magic onto it so that it displays only when it's closely over something, and it imposes itself on the surface rather than appearing in actual 3D space. So here you can see it in action. It's acting like a shadow, and they've removed all the duplicated strands that are not the front bang strands. And of course, they give it a slight offset. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to see it right under the hair because it's occupying the same space. So yeah, it's a pretty awesome technique, and you can see no worries when it turns to the 3/4 angle or the side, because it's essentially the same behavior as a shadow. And since it's just a duplicated mesh, you can just duplicate it after you've rigged the hair, and those bones will control both the shadow mesh and the actual hair mesh at the same time, so that they just move real time with the hair. Now, the thing about this technique is it's usually reserved for cutscenes and not for walking around in the overworld. For example, here in this Wuthering Waves trailer, it's only really in these close-up scenes where you can see they're using this technique, like here, but it doesn't really appear in-game. But yeah, you can see here in-game, it's not applied, no shadows behind the bangs. So in a way, these are techniques that are not really new, like it was just discovered. No, these are techniques that have been known for a while, but for whatever reason, due to maybe limitations or just a design choice not to have it in certain contexts of the game, they're not being used. But I think Enfield is taking a step forward in saying, you know, why don't we use it? Why don't we have this shadow tech just available whenever? Another appreciated detail is their middle hair highlights, which sometimes the solution is just a flat texture. They texture on the highlight onto the hair, but here they don't do that. Or at least it's not a static hair highlight. It moves. It moves up and down the strand, but again, it's very controlled. So what's likely going on is they duplicate the hair mesh once again, and on the duplicated mesh, they have a transparent texture that just has the whole middle highlight. And based on the camera position in relation to the character and the hair, they will show certain parts of it so it looks like it's moving up and down the strand. Now, equally as impressive are their outfit designs, which I would say is one of their strong suits ever since their 2D days. And it looks like they had a lot of success translating that into 3D, and these arguably are now the best looking outfits in gacha, at least when it comes to having a coherent theme, like that overarching techwear theme and the sheer variety of materials that they use that really make the outfits pop, and it doesn't just look like everything is using the same texture, just painted on in different ways, right? You can take a close look and you can kind of see and feel that these materials have a different physical texture from each other. Look at that. I especially like this inner material, this silvery, puffy looking thing. Okay. 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 And another good one is Yvonne's jacket sleeves, where this front half is like see-through, kind of like that raincoat material. No, it looks really nice. Oh, with that, whatever this is called. This clip's a little older, but rain textures. What? Like, wow. Wow. That is some really good stuff. That is some really good stuff. And I have no idea how that works. I'm not gonna pretend I know how that works. Last thing I want to mention is the amazing attention to detail that they put in their faces. For example, we got Chen here, and she has those really nice contours on her face. And it looks like they're crafted for each character. Every character has a unique face shape, right? Chen's got those puffy cheeks, but he also has that sharp, pointy chin. And Chen's model is really good. Like, it might be a level higher than some of their other models. Because when you pause and look at her face, it really looks like a drawing come to life in 3D. Like, that's how close it is to the 2D art. Anyway, super excited for this game whenever it comes out. If you have any other suggestions on things that you want me to look at, or aspects that you want me to focus on from Arknights Endfield or whatever other game, feel free to drop it in the comments. As always, thank you for watching even this slightly smaller breakdown. My goats! And have yourselves a good night.